everybody? Welcome to the Parker Perspective. We got Dylan Hutchinson in the house today. And today we're going to be talking about my favorite piece of artwork, the Great Wave off Kanagawa.
Yeah, and this is so exciting, to be here and just talk about the Great Wave of Kanagawa. Would you like to go a little more in depth here about this amazing piece of art?
I'd be glad to. So the Great Wave off Kanagawa was created by Hokusai, famous Japanese artist. And it's said to have been created between 1829 to 1833, around those times. So it's a pretty old piece of art, And it was impressed upon multiple times onto a woodblock print. And that means that it was copied. So basically, back in those days, it was a very early way of copying things. So like you could press on the artwork and then create other ones. So yes, that means it resides in multiple places, such as the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the British Museum in the UK, and the National Palace Museum in Taiwan.
What's so unique about that is that it's in so many different areas because of that technology that maybe we don't utilize as much today because of things like the printer.
This is true. Yeah. No. Before the printer was invented, they would press them, and then now it resides in other places too.
I would say the Gutenberg press is probably a famous version of that.
Very much so.
Yeah, a famous German invention there.
Indeed.
Tell me a little bit more about the space used to really show us the different limits of the painting.
Yeah, absolutely. So the wave on the left side of the landscape takes up the entire left third of the painting, which is very interesting because you know the rule of thirds, right?
I do know the rule of thirds.
Yes. So
for the audience, how about you explain
the rule of thirds?
Here?
So the rule of thirds is that there's 9 sections on a photo or painting or whatever, landscape, and so pretty much you take it. If it's in 3 of the squares, only 3 of the squares, then it just magically looks good because it's perspective. So the Great Wave is in these 3 squares, then there's 3 more. So that's why it looks so crazy. It's also very large. So since it covers the entire left third, it actually covers almost half the screen. So you can really see how large this wave is, as well as there's a tiny fishing boat right under the wave. And it doesn't look like much at first. It looks like maybe a piece of rubble, fell into the ocean. But this boat, very small, and you can see the fishermen on it too. So they use the space of the very small fishing boat and the huge wave to show how dangerous nature can be.
A little bit about the texture of the painting, specifically, with the whiteness of the waves to signify maybe more dangerous waters.
For sure. So yeah, there are white flecks coming off the page, which actually show the spray of the ocean, which is very interesting, and it just really is shown in very good detail, as well as the fishermen's boats. If you look really closely, they have a lot of detail, including the fishermen and the seats, and even the fishing rods. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And also cloth hanging off the side of the boats. It's very interesting and very realistic to ancient Japan. Yeah.
Well, obviously this is a fantastic piece of art. Any final thoughts about such an amazing artwork piece made by Hokusai?
Yeah, I mean, I personally, this is my favorite art piece ever. So I would just say it's completely dazzling to look at. Using space and texture, Hokusai is just a genius in every way, shape, and form, and really captured the true size and scope of nature just crashing down, and just shows that you can never really control nature, and just the very realistic and just extreme visuals just help it to be a modern masterpiece. So yeah. Thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a
pleasure. And you know what?
Yeah. Hope to see you on mine soon.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have a great day.
Welcome, everybody. This is Dylan's Dialogue. Today I'm with a special guest here, art expert Parker Thornton, who me and him are going to chop it up a little about some artwork.
We're going to do that. All right, so today we're actually here to talk about The Course of Empire, Destruction by Thomas Cole.
Yeah.
Take it away.
It is the 4th piece in a collection by Cole, and around the 1830s. The first, his piece throughout tried to show the course of an empire, literally. So the first one was kind of the empire finding its land and settling. The second one, the prosperity. The third one, you know, there's like there are problems, and then the fourth one, obviously, destruction.
Interesting.
And then if you get to the fifth one, that's new beginning. But we're talking about specifically the fourth one because it is the most famous of all of Cole's paintings, and in my opinion, the best. It is just a phenomenal piece of artwork, and it shows so many things. It's often described to be with the Holy Roman Empire, and specifically that fall. It's used in a lot of like videos talking about the Roman Empire. It has nothing to do with it, but it's such a great piece of work, and it reflects that such thing. Yes. That it's used interchangeably.
Interesting. And what would you say about the color used throughout this piece?
Yeah, I mean, Cole uses color throughout the piece brilliantly. He uses it so much. The dark aura of the city burning in contrast with the blues and the fiery reds and all those things make for such a strong piece, and it really just shows many things. Like the water, you can see people crashing. You can see the statue. It's still standing there like that, even when the whole city seems to be burning. It's truly just a special use of watercolor.
And what would you say about the space used throughout this painting?
Well, yeah, there seems like there's so much going on, but it's spaced out so well that it doesn't even feel like it's being, you know, clumped together. The statue, obviously, the rule of thirds. Actually, we talked about it on your podcast.
We did talk about that on my podcast.
The rule of thirds.
Tune into that one.
The nine grid. As you can see, you know, the statue really takes up like 3 grids, and then there's the bridge underneath that takes up 2 grids. So many things takes up so many grids, and things are like so interchangeable in different places. You know, the statue is really shown as a key part, but you can see way in the back there, you know, there's architecture burning. There's a barren like water river that just flows all the way to the back of the painting, you know, just signifying maybe like a never end, but the space is used so differently to show so many different things. It's brilliant.
Really?
Truly.
That's super interesting.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Some final remarks truly would just be that it's such a brilliantly done painting, and it shows so much, and I'd recommend, if you got the time, it's a simple Google search. Look up just the course of an empire and look at all 5 of them together. It tells a story. It's the
really
course
does.
of an empire. It tells a story.
It's a collection.
And it's such a brilliant collection at that. And Thomas Cole, not really well known for a painting. He wasn't really a well-known painter when he was alive.
Really?
But after he died, his paintings, you know, gained a little more traction. So I'm glad people are finally realizing just how great the course of an empire truly is. And that's been Dylan's dialogue. I'd like to thank my special guest, Parker. I was actually on his show. Make sure to check that out.
Make sure to tune into that one for sure.
And it's been real. Dylan's dialogue. Peace.